What is up, blockchain gang? Today, we are going to destroy the Gods Unchained meta by putting the micro into microtransactions. You could afford this deck with the change you find on the floorboard of your vehicle. The total cost of this deck is currently valued at 80 cents, so I apologize for the clickbait since that is under $1. However, I actually purchased all of these cards for only 1 to 2 cents, at a low point in the market with the exception of the crown jewels of my collection, undefeatable Arrow, Assassin's Aim, and Trapdoor, which I minted myself in the forge. Now, I know what you're thinking, Danny, there's no way in hell I'm gonna spring 9 cents for a card this close to Christmas. And I feel you, that's why I would advise you getting rid of it anyway, and get another Trapdoor instead. And if you are on the opposite end of this spectrum and want to bust out some silver, we can ditch the Assassin's Aim and literally any other card in this deck for a set of brand new Dark Knives. I only have one at the moment, but I also have a loose tooth that could come out at any day now, so in other words, I'm saving up for the next one. Now, full disclaimer, I may have purchased a dozen or so of these cards while they were only a penny, anticipating the virality of this video and all of you rushing out to buy them for yourself. But they won't be a penny, no. They will probably be 3 or 4 pennies by the time this goes live because Korea is almost a day ahead of us. So don't say that I didn't warn you. However, if you are dedicated and you time the market right, all of this could still be yours for under $1. I call it rope a deception. You're going to start off by losing hard and fast, and just when they start spamming the sheep emotes and they've completely underestimated your deck's potential, you abracadabra your dollar deck into a $100 deck and smack them in the face with it. Now sometimes it just doesn't work and you keep losing harder and faster. Don't look at me like that. I mean, if you want consistency and wins, why are you shopping at the dollar store? Now the easiest way to play this deck is to have your opponent surrender the moment the game begins because you traumatize them so bad in your last matchup. You can't always count on this strategy, but every once in a while the gods will look down on you favorably. Some of you more experienced Unchained players may notice some mistakes I made or cards that were played out of turn, but those were all definitely intentional so that I could demonstrate the untapped raw power of this deck, even if your play is less than perfect. The hardest matchup, of course, is the mirror matchup because you don't get all of the benefits from summoning monsters from your opponent's domain since it's the same as yours. Usually the god power will come down to being able to draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards or gaining a random card from the opposing god. Drawing is more consistent to get your cards out, but the random effects are almost always going to be better than any cards you would draw anyway. The biggest mistake you can make is playing cards too early. This is a very low cost deck in mana and money, so we want to build up our mana and our hand before going all in on the enemy. Usually I will fall below 20 health before I can even play a second card, and I'll often be below 10 health before I can get board control as they desperately try to finish me off. This leads to some ridiculous comebacks where I go down to 5 or 6 health while they are at or near full and they can't do anything but watch the underdog get the upper hand and use it to turn the tables on them. I realize I'm only in Twilight Shadow, but how high could you take a dollar deck? Let me know. Thank you for watching. Did you remember to subscribe so we can do this again sometime? Hey, what's up everybody? I have no idea what that guy was talking about. I'm kind of new here. They just pay me to come in and do the live commentary and color casting, and it looks like why does the game do this? Like, I want to grab the cards and drag them, like that's the most intuitive, grab and drag, but you have to use this weird scroll thing. Okay, enough about that, back to the game. Sorry for the pause. Looks like Purple Drink is definitely confused here. They are definitely not used to having that many cards in their hand at one time. And doing damage to the enemy team seems futile here, as the Crazy Panther has regen and the sisters heal anybody who attack. But it looks like she does get out her 20-sided die, which will power up any creature summoned from another domain. And I remembered this guy was a jerk. Definitely just beating me up, and he's gonna power up that lion to Narnia proportions. So I'm just biding my time and hoping I get the right cards. to pull off a sick combo. A sick combo. Now it looks like they are reading cards they have never seen before. What to pick? You only get one. Go ahead now. Slow reader, this one. And it looks like she's doomed. Don't know if that sack was intentional, or if the panther was just confused. After effect deals 1 damage, and this is how the lion gets all pumped up. She must not be aware that when she summons roar creatures, that guy gets a buff. Wonder how many roar creatures she'll summon out this turn. Reading cards. Seems like she's reading cards she's never seen again. Even though that card she just played 2 turns ago. Okay. More roar effects. Good, good. Ah, darn. She probably could have got at least 1 more roar effect. Oh, look. Look, she did it. And this lion looks very hungry. I think the game intentionally glitched there to try to make sure she understood what roar did and the effects it was having on the lion. Now you can tell the beast lady has definitely kicked her feet back. She's pretty much got this one in the bag. She's buying useless items from the sanctum, spending all of her favor. I mean, why not? It's over for Purple Drink. We can all see that. Now it's time to style on her. Naturally. Oh, it looks like Purple Drink just figured out why that line was getting so jacked. But is it too late, ladies and gentlemen? We'll have to wait and find out. Okay, she got rid of the biggest threat on the board. More reading the same cards. Let's read that one twice to make sure. Oh, and we roll the dice. And she gets ahead when she tempts fate. Okay, it looks like she's opting for board control, but then she still takes 2 damage to the face. Let's see if that was the right play. Buying sanctum items that she probably don't need. And the beast lady brings out a wild hippo with frontline. How can Purple Drink get past this? Top decking the exact card she needs. That's probably how. Now, she sacks 1 character and brings out a frontline of her own. Looks like the opponent hasn't given up hope yet, and somehow believes she still has a chance. Maybe because of that giant lion in her back pocket? And there's no more trapdoors for Purple Drink this time. She is deep in thought, ladies and gentlemen. Adding numbers and subtracting them faster than I've ever seen, without the use of her fingers and toes. More reading. You're running out of time, just click one. And Nature Lady has slowly started to realize maybe this isn't the dollar deck it was made out to be. The Beast Lady is able to remove the relic after it was only used 17 times. But it's not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like Purple Drink buffed up her team with Twin Strike. As well as giving them Hidden for the next round. And it is slowly starting to sink in that the match was turned around. And it looks like it's all over but the crying, folks. And a wildfire. But it's just not enough this late into the game. Purple Drink flashes the pre-surrender GG. And that's it, folks. I don't think there's anybody still here. I guess I should just let myself out.